Hey, well, good afternoon, everybody. It's Dave coming to you from, we'll call this the Pondside chat. It's Thursday, about 1 p.m. out here in Wyoming. Thought I'd get you outside. We haven't been outside in a few days. Pond is obviously completely frozen over and actually has a little bit of snow on it now. It'll look like that or become totally snowed over until probably late April now. It was our coldest morning yet here today. I'll show that to you now. As always, smoking the Wyoming Meerschaum, and kind of did my Run Home to Mama brand, my ODF Old Dark Fired Ready Rubbed. So one of my favorites. Got a little travel jar because I might think we're gonna have a pipe day in the lounge today. Sometimes Thursdays or a day on the weekend is pipe day now. It's kind of influence we've got here, guys. Hey, the cigar shop needs to start having pipes. So actually maybe 6 or 8 guys have picked up pipes since I've been here this trip, and including one of the guys, Aaron, who works there. And so we have pipe day. Thursdays is Aaron's work day during the week, so usually Thursday is pipe day, and then Aaron works Saturday and Sunday, so usually one of those days is pipe day. It's pretty funny because the guys who just smoke cigars are like, hey, getting kind of jealous of this pipe thing, so we help them buy a pipe and get them started. It's pretty fun. So something I wanted to do with you guys today was take you on a little winter wonderland trek. So I hadn't had Sasha out in 3 or 4 days just to give her a full speed freedom romp. So we did that today, and I'm bringing you along. So I've got 3 or 4 clips. They're not very long. Just showing you kind of what it looks like here at the beginning of winter down on the creek. And then around the property, I've got a nice shot of the front of the house for you. And then 3 or 4 down along the creek, show you what the mountains look like and what the creek looks like and how low the sun is. Anyway, it's pretty beautiful. So I want to show you winter because I'm only here about 10 more days. I don't know if we're going to get much more snow, and we're supposed to get all the way up highs of 40 the next couple days. There goes my attack dog. So we'll be 40 degrees the next few days, so it's going to make the snow look pretty awful, and I don't know if we're going to get another day this beautiful. I mean, it's perfectly clear, no wind, sun's out. It's just perfect to show you guys what winter looks like here. We'll do more of the winter shots in January when I get back here. I'll probably be here half of January and all of February, so there'll be plenty of winter then. But it just looks so good, and between now and Thanksgiving and Christmas, this might be the only winter I show you. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to show you a few clips off of our walk through the wilderness. I finally got Sasha out. Weather's good enough. It's cold, but it's nice and clear, and it's not snowing. Just thought I'd show you the winter wonderland out here. Mountains look good. Got about 6 inches of snow. Out on the creek, maybe a little bit less. Anyway, it just looks really good. There's another nice shot. Here's Sasha enjoying the snow. I mean, it looks really good out here. Got a really low sun, so it's noon, so it's as high as it's gonna get, but I thought it looked good. Bounced on the creek. Here's my crazy dog. Probably 15-degree weather. Going in the creek. Anyway, the sun looks good. There's another nice shot. You can see quite a bit of the snow with the mountains in the background there. Perfect day out here. Kind of nice. This winter lets you see tracks you normally wouldn't see. You can see a little bird. Tracks coming towards us with a tail feather, now wiped out by the idiot. It was just kind of fun to see different things out here in the snow. Just some of that dog joy I've talked about before. She's running free. When she gets too far away, this is what she'll do. Hey girl, good dog. That's probably a stupid idea, but just turn your volume up and be quiet for a minute and see if you can hear this. There's no sound out here except the creek. Pretty amazing. I told you I'd show you this memorial plaque. We just decided to leave it here. It seemed wrong to take it off. This is the guy who built the house and is responsible for it and died in it. So anyway, just told you I'd show that to you. It's on the bench we sit on, because this is the view from this bench. The classic out to the Tetons. It's a nice place to have a memorial plaque. Just thought I'd show you the front of the house here in a winter wonderland setting. Has one low sun in the sky for being 12:30. Anyway, just thought it looked good in the winter. I wanted to show it to you. All right, so the next thing I want to show you is a quick clip of a coyote that was right there. I just want you to see how healthy this coyote is, how big they are out here, and how healthy his coat is. I mean, he's almost big enough to be confused with a small wolf. Luckily, I had Sasha closed up in the house, but she was barking at him from the upstairs balcony door, and he heard her, so he sat down and was kind of paying attention. I was wondering what he was hearing. But it's kind of a nice little wild shot, so I'm going to show that to you now. No bark. So we had a coyote. This is the one, yeah, she's looking right at us. So this is a pretty good size one, pretty healthy. Pretty healthy. Just across our pond. Sasha obviously alerted me to being here. It's kind of amazing. I've been here 7 weeks on Sunday, so about another 3 days, it'll be 7 weeks that I got here. And then we'll have one more week after that. We leave 1 week from Monday on the 18th. It's kind of amazing. In those 7 weeks, what I've shown you on these videos is 90 degrees when I was out walking out there, and then a beautiful fall. And then now I'm showing you 1 degree mornings, and it's 33 degrees as I sit here, but in the sun it actually feels quite a bit warmer. That's a pretty big spread for 7 weeks. I think it's part of what I love out here, just the unpredictable wildness of the land. We're not the apex predators. We have no control over the weather, the mountains, the snow. I think it's part of the raw wildness is what I love about being out here. And to be out, to what a privilege to be out here, not for a trip or a vacation, not to come through for a day or a weekend, but to actually come out of here and live here for 8 weeks at a time, 3-4 times a week. It's pretty amazing. Still a big privilege, by the way. It's not lost on me. All right, guys. Well, that'll end the pleasant portion of the video. See if you're into smoking some ODF Ready Rub and a nice heavyweight, high quality meerschaum and some nice nature experience, and that'd be it. Probably should we'll step off here because we're going to talk about. I actually have a subject for this video. It actually came from Greg's last video, and he and I were joking about it a little bit this morning, and I told him I'd do a video on it today, and so we're going to have a little more serious chat after here. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this, and I'll just warn you, if it's been good to hear and you're feeling good about yourself and you just want to quit, this is a good time to pop off this video. All right, you've been warned. Gear shift. We're going to strip gears now if we're not careful. So the part of Greg's video yesterday that really resonated with me is with how many people he's run into in his life who have said they're waiting on Jesus. Not really a religious discussion, but that's how it got started. His was, mine isn't, is what I'm trying to say. And I do think a lot of people are waiting on something, waiting on Jesus, waiting on God, waiting on a miracle. Waiting. And what it really is procrastination. And the main theme, if you want the TikTok version, is stop waiting. Stop procrastinating. Think about what you want to accomplish, plan it, and start taking action on it. Like today, the lists of reasons and things we're waiting on and reasons to justify not doing it today is endless. Anyway, what I mean is I hear these things so often in my life from the people in my own family, in my own circle of close friends, on YouTube videos I watch, and frankly, even in this community, the videos that our community puts out, there is a lot of bitching and moaning and complaining with almost absolutely no action to follow up on it. And maybe it's just therapy. Maybe if we bitch at our cell phone cameras, we won't beat the wife or kick the dog, and then there's no motivation to do anything about it. But I'm just surprised. I've been watching videos now from the community and on YouTube in general for a year and a half now, and the amount of anger and frustration and complaining I see on videos is just a bit surprising to me because it's never followed up with an action plan or a follow-on up of what we've done to remove that complaint. And I just find that a little bit baffling, to be honest. So I just wanted to be honest and talk about it on camera today. So I guess we should talk about the religious part of what I mean first, because that'll piss off the most people the quickest. The thing that Greg brought up was, people get, I'm waiting for God, I'm waiting for Jesus. And I'll tell you, in my experience in my life, that they show up after you've asked for some help with the decision, and then you take the decision and you make a plan, you ask them to bless the plan, and you start taking action. And you demonstrate to them that you're serious about things by taking action and being, gritty and determined and make shit happen. And then, that wind at your back from infinity or the universe or God or Jesus sometimes shows up. But very rarely, in my opinion, do you sit on your couch and bitch and moan and Jesus shows up with a miracle. I just don't believe that. I haven't seen that in my life. I haven't seen it in those around me. Maybe you guys have examples where sitting on the couch a miracle showed up. I just don't know of any. I've said on these videos a fair amount over the year, and that is, I thoroughly believe in the saying that, God will move a mountain for you, but you had better bring a shovel. And I think sometimes we forget about that. I don't know if our churches talk like that anymore. This is a much better subject for Potter Piper, by the way, if he's looking for a springboard. Does God just grant miracles as you sit on your ass and complain? Do you do nothing to close the gap between your life expectations and your behaviors? But anyway, I'll just shut up there. But so that's the religious part. There's a lot more conversation that goes beyond that part. I just want to address that first because that was the part of Greg's video last night that made me want to do this part of the video. And let me just make sure I'm not commenting on what you should do or how to fix the situation you're in. I mean, we can address those individually if you want to ask questions or send me an email or text. Sometimes I try to help people out. Not that I know all or, certainly not the person on top of the mountain, that's for sure. But whether it be you wanted to start a side business or you wanted to start a new business or you wanted to look for a new job or you want to start a new career or you're unhappy with your friend status, you're unhappy with your marital status, You know, when's the right time to start working on these things? And the answer is, no matter who you are, what your life situation is, the answer is today. And what I hear in my private life and in the videos, to be honest, rocks my world. I hear so many people say, well, it's football season and I love to watch football on Sundays. I'll start that after the football season, or I'll start it. It's already November. I'll start after the holidays, or it's getting close to the end of the year. I'll start it sometime next year. Um, or it's winter time and it's cold out and I just don't like this time of year. Or it's springtime. It's getting nice. I love doing something. I love doing whatever you do outdoors for the spring and summer and fall. So you go, well, I don't want to do anything because it's really cold and shitty in winter. And then it's really nice in spring, summer, and fall. So I'll start it I'll start it next winter. Yeah, just oh, it's already Thursday. I'll think about that after the weekend. I'll think about that next week. Oh, it's getting close to the end of the month. I'll think about it next month. And you can piss away an entire life, football season by football season, winter by winter, summer by summer, and pretty soon 10, 15 years has gone by and you haven't done shit about anything that upsets you or causes a gap in your life or causes you to complain. And that's not living, not in my opinion. I find that the greatest thing that cures emotional issues or depression issues, anxiety issues, fear is action. Taking action, even if it's not perfect, it needs to be modified later, is a strong antidote to a lot of the problems we face in our world. The problems that we face in life, once you start taking action towards addressing them, makes the complaint or the problem much smaller than it was the day before you started action. Just doing something about it clears up a lot of things in your heart and your soul and your head. So if you're happy with your life, I'm not talking to you. But if you're unhappy or having a complaint, some aspect of your life is terrible, whether it be your weight, your health, your finances, your career, your lack of friends, your lack of a spouse, whatever it is, if you're not taking action against it, boy, that's really a mistake in my opinion. So get off the couch, turn off the television, go to where you think best, put a plan together, take the first step tomorrow, right? Put the plan together today. Today is Thursday. Put the plan together today. Tomorrow, start acting on the plan. Creating the plan is the hardest part. Taking the first step is really equal to it as the hardest part. After that, things do get easier. And eventually God will show up and say, wow, you're serious about this. I see it. I believe it's good. And I'm going to help you out. So maybe a stupid example, but on this trip, you saw me deal with something just like this. I had a wildfire bearing down on my house. And, at first you think, well, there's nothing I can do about that. And then, I think God sent the fire chief over and he said, you got to carve a 50-foot buffer around and drove away. And, I was sort of stuck. How do I cut 40 trees down and get them out of the zone and get them bucked and stacked? As a one-man show, that can't, no one can do that. So, I called all the tree services and they kind of laughed at me, and eventually you had to decide, I'll pick the tree the least in danger of hitting anything. I cut that one down. I learned something from it. And I went to the second tree and the third tree and the 10th tree and the 20th tree, and I didn't have a winch on my truck. So I did the janky tow rope thing, but, I've got that little tiny, electric chainsaw, but it all worked out, but it just took that, okay, I've got to get this done. There's no one else is going to do it. I've got to put a plan together. And I walked out that next morning and cut the first 3 trees down at the front of the house just to test it out. And then every day the tree count grew till they are all down. And then I had that horrible mess out here. Well, who's going to clean it up, man? I'm the only one out here. So I had to put a plan together, and the next day I came out and just started picking piles up till they were gone. Maybe that's but that's a small example of a potential huge problem racing down on me with no solution except for me to put a plan together and start working it. So, then God showed him and said, hey, buy a splitter, man. Don't try to hand split all this wood. And I said, that's a good idea. And bought the splitter and got it assembled and got it running. And now it's ready for me for next spring, next summer. So, I mean, that's just one tiny example in my stupid life of I had to take action. I couldn't sit in the house and look out at the problem. I had to do something about it. And I would just ask you to value your life. If you're complaining in your videos, if you're always upset, if you're always angry, if you're always mad, and there are a number of you in our community like that, if you're always complaining, really just analyze it, not on camera. It's none of our damn business. But analyze why you're angry, what's so upsetting, and start taking steps towards fixing it, whether it be your income, your living situation, whatever those other options that I gave you were. So, anyway, that's really all I've got. So I'm just going to end this with one simple message. Please stop stopping. Please stop waiting for something. Please stop procrastinating. And I'll tell you another one I heard a lot was, well, I need to wait. I need the politics of the world to settle down. I need to see who wins the election. I need to see who wins the Senate. I need to see who wins Congress, who becomes president. And now it'll be, well, I need to see how that president behaves and how Russia behaves and how Iran behaves. And none of this shit has anything to do with you solving a problem in your life. So again, I just beg you, stop stopping, stop waiting, stop procrastinating. Do a plan today, literally today after you watch this video, and start working the plan tomorrow. Hope this helps, guys. Talk to you in the next video. Bye, everybody.